Good evening, everybody. This is Thomas Mundy, and this is another episode of Community Conversations. And today I have two special guests. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Rachel Pope, and I am the founder of Can We Talk Life nonprofit, and I am the owner of Can We Talk LLC Life Coaching Services here in the Richmond, Virginia area.
I'm Asia the Empress. I am a model based out of Hampton Roads, Virginia, but we do a lot of work in all of the cities. I've been featured in a couple different magazines. I've been in a couple different music videos, and I am an aspiring actress outside of, taking college classes to be a surgical tech. So I'm kind of all around.
Well, that's dope. Lady entrepreneurs, man.
Black excellence.
I love it. And it's Black History Month, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a pleasure to have two black queens on here with me.
Thank you.
Miss Pope, Can We Talk? Let's talk about it.
Well, Can We Talk was actually birthed in 2018. And the reason why it was birthed is because in my younger years, I got into some things and, ended up getting probation and so forth, and a felony here and a misdemeanor there. And so I have a history, I have a employment background of nursing, right? And I've been doing it for 22 years, which I'm coming out of retirement. But when I would go and apply for jobs, it was, I had all the credentialing and education for it, but my background wouldn't allow me to get the job, to seal the deal, right? And so I came at a crossroad in 2018 because I was going to go back to school and get my RN and open up a home health care agency, right? And so then I just was like, well, no. And then a girlfriend of mine, she called one day and she was like, what you doing? I was like, well, I think I'm about to apply to go and get my RN. And so during that time, she was like, I know that's what you've been talking about. I know, she was like, but I think that you should be a life coach or a counselor. She said, you know how many people you help? She said, I sit and I watch you. She said, you help so many people organize their life. And she said, even me, when I came home, from jail and for prison per se. And she said, I didn't know which way to go, what to do, how I was going to get a job. And she said, I am married. I have my first child. I have my husband. I have a job where I'm making like $70,000 a year. And she was like, and it was all with your guidance. I did everything you told me to do. I did it. And she said, I'm living the joint, like I'm happy, right? And I said, well, yeah, but, I just do that to pour into people because that's just me. And she was like, yeah, but maybe you want to look into, I think you'll be a great life coach. So I ended up taking the life coaching certification class. And then after that, of course, nobody's going to tell me no again. So I developed my own LLC. And I do life strategist coach. And we service individuals for relationships, self-esteem, recovery. I also do business coaching as well for businesses that have a high turnover rate and their morale in the workplace is low. So I tapped into that. And then speed up a little bit, 2021, I developed the nonprofit organization, which is geared to help the individuals that's returning citizens from prison. Why did I decide to do that? It's because I am in that community where individuals are coming and going from prison, right? Whether it's feds or it's the state. Yeah. So I tapped into that, and tapping into that, I noticed when they was going to these halfway houses, it was like horrible to them and to me from what I was seeing. So like I had a time where when my family members was housed over in, in Petersburg, they would just drop them off at the mall and you sit there all day. But when you're gone for 10, 15 years, that's like idle time, you know what I mean? And it wasn't no like structure, and not just there, but around the surrounding areas. It's, go get a job at Burger King or McDonald's or wherever, I don't care, just get a job, right? But when they got released, they had no tools to use when they went back home, because you can't take that job with you back to where you're going, because we know going into a halfway house, they put you in a certain radius of your house. So it could be an hour, it could be up to 2 hours, right? So we know that you can't possibly take the job with you and you're not going to do the commute. And so with that being said, that's what inspired me to do the nonprofit organization, to kind of help better structure that for the individuals and connect them with the resources they need. So whether they with us or when they leave us, they have these tools and they hopefully take their job. And when you come with us, we want to gear you to get a career, not just a job. If you just want a job, then that's fine. But if you are, you know, desiring to have a career, that's what we're there for, along with housing. So, and give you all the resources and stuff you need to succeed. So that's kind of how, you know, what I got going on in the community. So.
That's honestly really inspiring.
Oh, thank
Especially
you.
like with me being my age, it's really inspiring because a lot of like what I'm working towards right now is to do a lot of what you're saying. So to see another, you know, black woman doing what I want to do, I definitely want to have more of a conversation about that. More specifically, probably the nonprofit, because I do agree with you, more of my age and my generation, we don't have a lot of the tools. We don't have nobody to teach us really anything, and it's very hard to try and teach yourself. So I'm on a journey right now. I'm literally teaching myself everything, especially when it comes to me trying to start my own business and everything like that. So
Yeah.
from younger generation and just people that you do help, we thank you. Like,
Yeah,
really,
well, you're
that's
welcome.
inspiring.
And I'm going to tell you, like, when I was your age, how old are you again?
I'm 19.
19.
Yes.
When I was your age, I was into, you know, the community, into the bad boys and being a bad girl, right? Because I tapped into some things, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of like learning the hard way. And then you start having children. And even after having my daughters, like I'm a mother of 4, right? But together I have 7 girls because 3 is bonus and, you know, I have 4. And so, you know, my kids kind of grew with me and, you know, I still want to party. I want to work when I want to work. And at that time, I can get a job anywhere because my blood, nothing really on my background. But then, you know, as you hang in a certain environment, you accumulate certain behaviors. So then you start tapping into things. So now I'm on the aha side of things. And when I run across individual, you know, your generation, which is in my daughter's generation, I try to pour into them so much because y'all generation really need it. Because we have made it microwave for their generation. Like, you're not going to go through the struggle. You're not going to be denied housing. You're not going to be denied food, clothing. People not going to, like, we pour more into our kids. And so much, I think, with our parents' generation, they couldn't really pour into because they really didn't know. All they knew was, my kids got to eat, so I'm going to go to work. You know, figure your homework out here and there, get a tutor from the school, you know what I'm saying? And in my generation, we was watching ourselves at 10, 12. Wasn't no police getting called, wasn't CPS getting called, right? So what we did in our generation, right, Mr. Mundy, is we kind of set a path to let me give my kids what I didn't get and see if that'll help save them.
What I've been
So.
experiencing with that, though, is kind of like the gift and the curse, right?
Yeah.
Because we do so much sometimes, man, for our kids.
It can hinder.
That they don't really learn the life lessons, you know, that
Exactly.
they need to further them in their adult life.
Yep.
Like, they don't know how to fail, you know.
And that's why they need it. Yeah, and that's why they need it. And so I'm a mother of, because you hear the saying, my kids ain't going to want for nothing. And I'm going to do what I need to do, this, that, and the third. Well, my kids going to want for some things, because if they want for some things, then they appreciate some things when they do get it, right? And I'm going to give you what you need to survive in this world without me. Because if I don't do that, when I am gone, what you going to do?
Well, we kind of took off, man, you know, at a fast pace. Miss Asia, you know, could you tell my audience, you know, who exactly you are and what it is that you do?
Yes, so I am a model and I am based out of Hampton Roads. I model for Bombshell Modeling, Bombshell Exclusive Inc., excuse me. Our agency isn't typically run the same way that other agencies are, but I feel like we definitely incorporate more into what I would say our generation is into right now. So of course all of our upcoming artists, their music videos and more of kind of the party lifestyle, but we've been getting more into the commercial side of things. So I've been published in, I believe it is 5 different magazines right now. So I've been in Swing Black magazine, I've been in the French magazine twice. I'm trying to remember the other magazines that I've been by. I know that it's 5, I can't name them off the top of my head, but I've also been in a couple music videos. My great friend, I Am Derby, he's the artist that is based out of, I remember that he's from Portsmouth, but I know that he is based, I believe, in Norfolk, but on that side of the water. I was actually in his music video, who's been doing a lot of great numbers and stuff, but it's kind of a spin-off of Mary J. Blige's song, so it's called Take Me Away. So I've done a lot of things across the board, but I think as far as like my end goal, I'm definitely aiming to be a runway model, so I definitely look up to people like Naomi Campbell and that side of things. I want to be more in magazines. I actually just went to a model call for Richmond Fashion Week, so we're definitely trying to go up and down the coast with New York Fashion Week and things like that, but I got a long way to go, but I'm definitely kind of seeing where I want to go, and I can only really thank, God and my manager for that, so I'm slowly paving my way to do everything that I dreamed of, so.
You definitely have the look.
Thank you.
You definitely.
How old
I
are you?
appreciate that. I'm 19, but my birthday's on the 10th, so I'll be 20 in 5 days.
Aquarius, huh?
Yes.
You in school also, huh?
I am in school. Centera has a college, so I go to Centera College of Health Sciences over in Chesapeake. I'm in the surgical technology program, so through that program, I'll be getting my associates in health sciences, and I'll be leaving with all my certifications to be a surgical tech. And if you guys don't know what a surgical tech is, it's the one who passes all the instruments and keeps everything sterile while someone's under anesthesia in surgery. So I can pretty much take that anywhere, all around the world. And I wanted something where I wasn't going to be too many years in school or too much in debt, because my main thing was I didn't want to leave with a whole bunch of debt to my name after school. So I chose my program. That was actually my backup plan, because I planned to go to NCAT, A&T in North Carolina, but I wasn't really feeling the tuition. So I chose my backup plan, but I've always been into medical. I've been into medical and helping people since I was really, really young. So I can definitely call myself very compassionate. I'm definitely an empath, so I feel like the medical field was definitely made for me before I even knew what I wanted to do.
So this is dope. We got a woman that's established a business, and we got a woman that's starting her journey. You know what I'm saying? So, it's actually good that I got to bring you guys together, because maybe you guys could kind of have an exchange of energy. Okay, when I was reading your bio, I think I read something about your significant other, your spouse, having served time.
Yes.
Okay, so when you met him, was it post-incarceration or during his incarceration?
Post.
Post.
Yeah.
So he had already came home.
Yep, he had came home. So when I met him, he's been home. He done his time. I think it's been about 24 years, because he's been in his job for 24 years. And so he got that job where he's at now when he came home. And so he was facing the challenges too of obtaining a job, and it was no. And then they gave him a chance, and he's been there for 24 years, and he's like up there in the company. So he grew within the company. And what was on our first date, we were sitting and we were talking. He said he had something to tell me. So I was like, okay, what are you about to say? Like, what are you about to say? Right? Because at this time, I'm on the dating scene. I'm dating, here and there. So I'm just like, what are you going to say? You about to mess this up. So he was like, well, I just want to let you know before anything takes off, before we get started, that I have a felony. And so I looked at him and I said, okay, did you kill somebody? And even to me, even if you kill somebody, I still want to know the story. You see what I'm saying? Because it doesn't mean you're
a bad person.
Yes, you just got to understand the situation, right? So I was like, well, did you rape anybody?
No, that's a serious question you
How did you receive that when you asked him that?
we were talking, right? And so he was like, nah. He was like, well, I had malicious wounded. Got into an altercation and got out of hand. And, I just did some damage. And I said, oh, okay. But so for me, the whole time, I'm like, welcome to the family. Well, so it was like, I was like, that's all you had to say? And he was like, yeah. But I guess, and it goes to show that you look at somebody on the outside and they would instantly judge. So I was like, why did you feel the need to kind of tell me that so quick? And he said, because during my time of dating, when I say that, women just close the door.
Well, since you said I'm going to come for you, I'm ready to come for you both. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to start with you, because this is Talk Talk.
I don't mind being first to start with.
Single? Celibate?
Real talk.
Not celibate. I should be celibate, but I'm not celibate.
Why do you say you should be celibate though?
I feel like there's a lot of emotional ties and things that you can make with people when you do have sex and stuff with people. There's a lot of emotions that can go into it, being tied to different people. And honestly, I feel like the energy that you're putting into other people, if you put it into yourself, you can still be doing as much as you can be doing. So honestly, if I was celibate, I think that I would be able to focus a lot more on school and, you know, the things that I do. But at the same time,
So you and the friends would, you're in the lane, friends with benefits lane, kind of, sort of.
as long as you know, I mean, I can't speak for everybody in my generation, but
Right.
for me, and I hope for other people, the transparency that you talk about, saying things up front before you start anything, goes a long way. Because I can tell you, like, even from people that I haven't done anything with that way, just not having that transparency really led them to thinking that it was something that it was not. So, like, having to say, like, hey, you know, I'm at this point in my life where I'm paper chasing, I'm dream chasing. I don't have time for a relationship right now because that's where I'm at right now. But, you know, I like you. I'm attracted to you. So, like, if you know... If
just
that's
let
the
it
type
flow,
of,
not
yeah.
force it and put a title on it before it needs to be titled.
Yeah, but some people don't like that. Some people
They don't.
aren't, like, you know, if we're doing everything boyfriend, girlfriend, if we're like that, you like either be my girlfriend or not. But some people don't care about the label. Some people, you just got to find...
The person that understands, because when I was there, right, and when I was in that friends with benefit lane, right, that was my lane. So when I would run across dudes and they wanted that relationship, right, I would tell them straight up, I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you a relationship because you want it. Because I'm not going to say that I would cheat on you, but I'm saying I'm not going to give you that loyalty of a relationship because I'm just not there, right? And if they didn't understand it, then I would just back away and we just going to be cool. And when I got out of that lane and wanted to be in wifey lane and we'll go on a date, right? And I'm like, okay, what is it that you want? What you got going on? What's up? You know, I'm not saying, do you want to get married tomorrow? And so, you know, and I have some said, you know, I'm not getting married no more. I'm just, so why are we going to even hang out? You see what I'm saying? Because I'm in wifey lane now, right? And it wasn't no pressure, wasn't no attitude, wasn't nothing. This is the lane that I'm in, so, well, we could still, no, what's the point of it? We're going in two different directions. But some women and men will still try to force it because that chemistry's there, the laughter's there, but then you end up coming to like this.
The spiritual part.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You end up butting heads because it goes back to, well, what did I tell you from the beginning? But you wanted to keep on going. So, because you're thinking the sex and whatever you do for the person is going to change their mind and bring them on your side. But if they truly not ready, they just not ready. And it's nothing personal towards you.
Well, you married, so your question is a little bit different. How do you keep it from getting stale?
Well,
That's obviously a real question.
so we've been married, we've been together for 5 years altogether. We've been married for 3. And we have had our staleness, well, I'm going to say flatline, dry a little bit, right? And it was because of work. Whether it was him working, me working, and I'm the type of person, I don't do one project. I do this and this and this because I know where I'm going. So in the midst of that, you kind of lose focus on that intimacy part, and you know. But I will say this about me: I am the type that I'm still gonna come in. How you doing? You know, how's your day? And I will try to make up for it to where as though, because I remember my husband, like he would tell me, because he was married before me, so he'd tell me some of the qualities he didn't get in the first, right? But what he was looking for in the first, I have all of those qualities plus, right? So one thing about me, it don't matter what type of job I got or what type of hobby I'm doing, I'm going to come home, I'm going to cook, I'm going to clean, I'm going to do what I'm doing. But when it came to that intimacy part and like that sexual part, I would be tired. So by the time I hit the bed, I'm just sleeping, right? And as soon as I get up in the morning, it's work, business, kids, and they got to eat, and I got to clean, and I got to cook. So something fell short. And we know for a man, look,
Sex is important.
sex don't need to be falling short. You tripping.
Yeah, sex is important. It's very
Right.
important.
But honestly, speaking to the men, I'm gonna tap y'all in on something. It's very important to women too, right? And I'm about to drop a jewel on y'all. Sex is up there for women, for real, for real. That why you think if if it's little or if you don't know how to touch her or whatever, she just ain't gonna fool with you. Because it's up there. It might be up there probably higher than men, right, to a degree. The thing of it is for a woman, though, if a woman starts to decline that sexual piece, she wants that intimacy. You got to tamper on her heart so it could trickle on down to her vagina.
Well, let me pause you right there because that's interesting that you said that because, just having random conversations with women now, the way they view that is a little bit different. I've heard some women say that they don't really care so much about the size of the penis as opposed to the size of the bag. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what that tells you, though? Let me tell you what that tells you, though. Is she chasing the bag or is she chasing love? Because for me, what happens when the money goes? So then what you got?
She make bond.
Huh?
She make bond.
She make bond.
Yeah.
What's that?
That means that she gets the bond out of the situation.
Oh yeah, of course. So, but to me, it's, and everything, and that's what's going on with love and dating now. Everybody's worried about each other's bag. Well, you need to be worried about your own bag, and you need to be worried about the morals and principles, because, and I tell women all the time, you can be a millionaire, right? Mm-hmm. You could be a millionaire, and whatever I want, you're going to give it to me. Whatever she want, you're going to give it to her. Whatever she want, you're going to give it to her, because you can do that, right? But then you got him over here that makes, $50,000. Responsible, pays his bills. He got one woman, he's loyal to her. He might not can give her the world, but he can give her his undivided attention. And if he only got $20 and she need 15 of it, he gonna give it to her. Versus then you giving me $20, that ain't nothing to you.
Don't matter.
You see what I'm saying? So it shows the character in the man, and that's what women is missing. You missing that part, sis. You miss, and I tell women, y'all are missing out on some good men because you looking. Nobody
we
wants
don't make enough money.
Yeah, but too, granted, nobody wants a broke dude. Nobody wants a dude that wants to sit there and play video games.
What qualifies broke though? And I want you to touch that. Like, what is broke to you?
Well, I'm saying for broke. You want her to answer first?
Yes, because I'm interested in hearing this. Because I already know what you're going to say.
Broke to me isn't even really like, you can have money, you can have your job, you can get your checks and stuff like that. If you pay your bills, like she was saying, unless you're not doing nothing with your life, that's broke to me. I mean, like, you're my age, you're older than me, you have no license, you have no car, you just
nothing.
Nothing.
Leech.
Like she's saying, nothing. I'm not picking you up, I'm not doing all this other stuff. If you can't do it for yourself first, that's broke to me.
Suppose it's a guy just getting out of prison and he's trying to rebuild his life.
That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
Because you understand, because to me, you understand the circumstances. But again, you can't tell the difference between a boiled egg and a boiled egg and a raw egg, right? When you look at it.
I think it depends.
But you can tell the difference when they hit the floor, though.
Once you get out, what are you doing from there? Are you sitting on your butt and
Yes.
asking for help and doing nothing for yourself, or are you about to go out and chase and do what you can do,
Yeah.
even though you are limited?
Are you? Because some men got to get the gab with their tongue. They'll tell you something, and then they'll work towards it 2 times this week, the next time 2 times that week. But then there's never no result. You're gonna be able to start to see a result.
Well, can I tell y'all what I've experienced as a person
Absolutely.
just coming home after an extended period of incarceration?
Because it's time
trying
for
to,
us to put you in the hot seat. Yes.
rebuild my life. I've experienced a little bit of both. I've experienced some grace, but a whole lot of disregard as well. The women of today are different, and I blame social media for it. For real. Yeah, because it's programming people, and they don't even realize they're being programmed. But some women have given me a shot based upon my ethic, and I work hard. And some women have kind of, gave me the snub. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I understand it. I'm the regular Joe. You know what I'm saying? I go to work, I come home. And that's just what it is. They like the things to kind of glitter and glow. At one time, there was some contempt on my part. I felt the way about it. But that's because I wasn't fully comfortable, within myself. I felt like I still had something to prove. Now at this stage of my development, I'm proud of the things that I've achieved, for real. Because in 2.5 years, I've actually done a lot, worthwhile things.
Yeah.
And
quality.
sometimes because of social media, we get to comparing our lives against what we see, and that's how we set ourselves up for failure. Because sometimes we don't realize that we're looking at people's highlight reels
Expectations.
as opposed to their life. You know, you don't see the struggle. You know, that's burned.
Because they're not going to post. Certain people, you got some people that's going to post whatever. You got some people only going to post the glitter, like you said. But when it goes back to you, what were you incarcerated for?
For distribution of narcotics.
Okay, so when you was out there and you was in the street, right? The woman that you probably would want to date now, well, I'm not going to say now because your mindset is different, if I'm reading you correct.
Somewhat.
Okay, so, but when you out there and you're hustling, they flocking at you. They want you because you know, you shine and you in the streets, you this. But that's the type of woman that wants a street dude. But when you was out there being a street dude and you wanted that business savvy woman, she still would have looked at you like, nah, I want a 9-to-5 Joe.
It's funny that you said that. Let me tell you what a woman told me one time, a grown-ass woman, and I love her because she educated me. She was like, yo, when I go to work in the morning, I see you outside on that corner. She said, when I get off work in the afternoon, I see you outside on that same corner. She said, later on in the evening, if I decide to go out and get me a drink or something to eat, you're still on that same corner. She said, you know what that tells me about you? That you headed nowhere fast. You know, and it's crazy because like when we out there getting money and stuff, you know, like I could have reached in my pocket and pulled out a significant size bankroll. You know, I was getting some real money, but she wasn't really impressed by that. She was kind of weighing my life trajectory. She seen that I was heading nowhere fast, and she didn't want to attach herself to a losing bet.
Because what would they do to her? Fall in love with you, and then you gonna take them away. You see what I'm saying? Now I gotta go to the prison. Now I feel obligated. Because if you're a woman with substance, you're gonna ride that bed for the most part. You see what I'm saying? Depending on the numbers. But
depending on the numbers. In for a penny, in for a dollar.
I mean, depending on the numbers that you gotta go do when it's time to do your time.
I know, that's what I'm saying. In for a penny, in for a dollar. What difference do it make about the numbers if it's wrong?
The difference is somebody, when you're talking realistically, and you're young, she's 20, okay? She's 20, and she falls for you, and you're 22, 23, and they talking about giving you 25 years. You think she 25 years, and even a person that's not as selfish gonna say, listen, let's just be real. Whatever we do, we're gonna be real, we're gonna be friends. You see what I'm saying? But go live your life. But now that person is a little different now, you got a little bit more to do and contact or whatever. But for me, if you're not married, I don't got sis waiting on 25 years straight up.
I mean, if you're being realistic and pragmatic about the situation, it's like a win-win. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're a practical guy in that situation, you know, I don't expect you to stop living, be celibate, none of that. I just expect you to be my friend for the duration of.
If you truly care about somebody.
But when it comes to that relationship piece, and that's the piece that the young lady probably was looking at you saying, like, one thing for sure, two things for certain, you got work ethics. Be about his bag. But what comes behind that? See, she wasn't moved about your bag because she was getting her own.
This has been dope. For the wrap up, briefly, any upcoming events, anything y'all got going on?
Right now I'm waiting to hear back from RVA Fashion Week, so I'm already going to speak it as it is. Once I'm in there, I will definitely be dropping information about if anybody wants to buy tickets and things like that, so that's what I'm working on right now. And then hopefully getting some more interviews and more podcasts.
Shout out my guy Jimmy Bud, RVA Fashion Week, man. Take a real good look, man, at Miss Asia, bro. She said she here and she's ready for it.
Yes.
Miss Pope.
So February 27th at 4 p.m., we will be doing the ribbon cutting for our transition facility down in Chester, VA. So that's what we got going on. We'll be going live with accepting women and men that's coming home from incarceration. 2/27, which is the day of my actual birthday.
Okay.
So, and the good thing about that is I'm actually going to be walking into my own business and working on my birthday for me and for the people, you know, versus somebody else. that's what's going on with us. And then we don't have a dating, speed dating event soon. But me and Mr. Money gonna get together and work that out. We're gonna let y'all know what it is.
Word up. So listen, y'all, this has been another episode of Tom Talks, Community Conversations, man. Miss Rachel Pope, Miss Asia, the Empress on IG. Plug your IG and your Facebook real fast.
My Facebook is Rich Pope. Can We Talk Raw? So I have 2 of them on Facebook. And then Instagram is Raw Wisdom.
All right, my Instagram for my model page is Asia the Empress. That's ASIAA.DA.Empress. If you want to follow my main page, it's Sprite, like the soda, POSTSS.
And I'm going to give you a chance to do a shameless plug since you got this gentleman's shirt.
So you guys need to go ahead and shop Carte Blanche. I got this beautiful shirt, and I also have another one, but there's also some more content on my page if you guys want to see that. And the bag, of course, is Class of Ambition. So if you're ambitious and you want it, go get it.
And since we plug it, man, shout out Prospect, man. You know what I'm saying? When you want the dope merch and when you need the real right sound, because he has a recording studio there as well. You know, it's like the cultural hub for RVA. It's located in the VCU area, 823 West Broad Street. Y'all check him out. New music, he just dropped it. And love, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.